bounce off.
Yeah.
And the other thing we want to do is, because we do have, the roof here leaks somewhere. We haven't had a leak over here in a while.
Battery.
Right.
Yeah, so I was wondering what was that. So it goes from 100 and you said 106 volts to convert it to 12 just to charge the battery?
Well, it's actually running the whole 12 volt system. And I guess it's a little above 12 volts, so we actually have to, this is a good point. Because I thought it just put out 12 volts, but it might put out a little higher than that so that it does recharge this battery. This battery's way overkill. Normally you need a battery this big because you have to start the engine, which takes a lot of cranking voltage, right? To start a gasoline engine. Well, we don't have to. We could have used a much smaller battery, but we put in a regular battery.
Professor, this is the battery management system.
This one's the
one?
battery
Oh,
management
this one.
system. That's the DC converter.
Okay.
Okay.
So what do we touch? What we don't touch? We usually don't touch, but just in case for
All
safety.
right. Well,
when it's
so
running.
How do we? Okay. So each
I
of
think
these
here.
battery cells is on the order of 3.2 or 3.3 volts long. Okay. So how do we get 115 volts out of this?
Transformers.
Exactly. So if you like your a typical flashlight has two batteries in it, right? And those batteries are worse. And in fact, where Omer is standing, where the black tape is, see the black tape on that bar?
This,
If you peel that tape back,
like this,
yeah,
everything,
right around there, you feel,
all of them, like
You
this,
have to be careful with that ring that he has.
yeah, careful.
like this.
Yeah, just don't touch anything metal though.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to take the ring.
I am used to. Like this.
Peel back a little more. Well, I think that's enough. Actually, it's diminished over time, but you see that mark?
I see a pen mark here, like blue. Is that the one?
It's on the vertical surface, right where you.
Oh, here, or black mark, like the line, black line here.
It was much more pronounced. It looks like the tape cleaned it off. Right here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, and if you feel it, it's been burned away. It's melted. Like there's a ding there. Okay, and what happened was we were working here, and we took this bus bar off, and when we were putting it back on, we put the bolt in one side, and while we were twisting it, the bar swiveled and hit right there, and that's how we got the short. And that's why we have Gorilla Tape on here now, which is what we try to do. Anytime we're working on here, we try to put tape around to insulate any of the metal parts. If we had put the two screws in together and then tightened them, that wouldn't have happened. We understand that now. So, and it's, it was, some of it was because we were down to the last couple of, like 2 days of the internship left. And so we were pushing a little too hard. We were working late. So we're a little tired, and so just need to be careful and be mindful. Nobody got hurt. We did some damage to the electrical, to the motor controller. Unfortunate. Nobody got hurt. That's the important thing, right? So, just
Health is better than wealth.
so between where this orange wire is hooked up, which goes down and goes into the main switch, and then you see this cylindrical thing on the ground, on the floor there, right there. Yep. With the big wires attached to it.
The little wire.
That's the fuse, right? It's a 400 amp
See that little white?
fuse.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's
That's the
400 M 300 VA 200 kilo KA 300 VDC.
So that means it's a 400 amp fuse, and it's good to 300 volts, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we're only using 100 volts, so that fuse is okay. We also have some 12 volt fuses. If you've ever looked in your car, those are kind of regular 12 volt fuses. See the yellow thing and the gold colored? Those are two 12 volt fuses. And so there are other things. So between the black wire, in fact, why don't we get a meter? These are meters.
A multimeter right here?
Okay, so this is kind of typical meter, right? And it measures, you can measure AC volts, DC volts, you can measure resistance. This one, you can measure current, but only small currents.
Continuity.
We don't use this for current measurement.
Continuity.
But we're gonna measure voltage here. Are we measuring AC or DC?
DC.
DC. Okay, so this first stop is AC, and that's DC. I think the battery will die. Oh no, there it goes. All right. So put those two together. Okay, takes them a while to stabilize 0 volts, right? Okay. So. Tell you what, I'm gonna give you the red one. Can you reach it? I tell you what, can you climb in
Yeah.
to the bed?
Professor, you don't mind if I record you for study?
Feel free.
Okay.
This is a very cold spot to stay, isn't it? That wind is coming right through the door.
If you want, you come here. If you,
That's
wherever you
that's good.
feel.
Okay, so why don't you hold the meter? Adam, you take the red probe, and Wilmer, you take the black probe.
Okay.
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 So, Adam, go on that point, right? And you're gonna go up on this point.
And it reads 112.7.
112.7. Okay. So why don't you measure just one of the cells? All right. Leave your probe there. And Omar, go on to the black on that same battery.
And it reads 3.3.
So 3.3 volts.
So yes.
Okay. So
Right.
and went around, and that's. And if we can look at
For every
the
single one, there should be 3.3.
the battery management system. We turn it back
An
on.
approximate of 3. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
That's perfect.
Okay.
You have it on
I think we'll just finish up with this 4:30 already. Everybody all right, time-wise?
Yes.
You ready? You want to get going? Go on, you can go ahead.
I left your marker right here.
Oh, okay, good, yeah, yeah. Perfect. That's perfect. All right, so now everybody got to see the truck run. Yeah. So you like to see that, and you've seen it a couple times at this point, so. All right, so next Thursday, 1 o'clock, okay?
What program do you guys use for
Okay, so this, all right, so the battery management system, this is an app that the company that makes the battery management system supply, you know, download from the web for free, okay?
I'll see you
And
guys next week.
here.
See you, James.
Take
See you.
care.
It's nice being here.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what. No, I guess we're all right. Okay, so this CAN bus, is a serial bus. USB is a serial bus.
HDMI.
HDMI is a very high speed, but is a digital. HDMI is, yes, yeah. But communication protocols, I mean, before you had USB, you had RS-232, if you've ever heard of that. These are all serial protocols, all right? So it's just a pair of wires, and it runs and in particular, it's running from the battery management system, and it comes up here, and this is this little adapter. Reach it. Okay, so the gray wire is our CAN bus, which is running around in the truck, and in particular, it's hooked up to the battery management system. And this converter converts the CAN bus to a USB. So, okay. All right. So, who wants to be the pilot here? Who wants to sit behind the wheel?
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead. So go on the other side. And let's open this door so we can get in here a little bit, you guys. Let me see what's going on, all right? Very good. Okay. So right now the system is off, right? If we connect to the BMS, try to connect to the BMS, this will fail because I've got the system off. Okay, so it can't communicate. Okay, just to confirm that.
Okay.
The ignition switch, which is a 12-volt control, when you turn that on, it's going to apply power to the BMS to wake it up, and the BMS is going to check to make sure everything in the battery is all right, and if it is, it's going to turn on the discharge enable relay. And we're actually going to hear a click. All right. That the system comes on. So I just wanted you. All right. So go ahead, flip it on.
Yeah, there's a click.
Okay.
Turns on.
And some of that clicking was also to turn on power to the motor controller, which woke up and turned on the contactor. And you probably heard two clicks. You heard one back there and one up there.
Yeah.
The one up there was the contactor turning on.
Semi trucks also has the same thing. When you turn on the ignition, it clicks first. You gotta wait for it, and then you turn on the engine.
Okay. And this is a little display monitor for the motor controller. So it came on because the motor controller came on. All right.
Okay.
And what I can do is the BMS is running. It's doing its job, but via this app, I can talk to it, and it can report things like
Live update
Like-
of what's going on.
Yeah.
exactly. And
Is this website what's called? You have to pay to get it, right? Or you could install it.
I think it's
Comes with manufacturer.
yeah. He
so
said
it's actually, if you go on the manufacturer's website,
It's not
you
public.
can just download it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought you had to pay for it because
Well,
there's
yeah.
certain websites that.
Because it doesn't do you any good unless you buy
Yeah.
the battery management system. So, of
course.
who's going to download it except somebody who has a battery management system?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So what's going on now is it asks, do you want to download? There's all kinds of parameters set in the battery management system.
Yeah.
So I just had it download everything from there into here. So what's on these screens is
Orion BMS.
are all the settings that are in the BMS. And for example, our battery cells, the maximum voltage that's allowed is 3.6, and the minimum is 2.5. So if any of the cells, you saw all those wires, it's watching every cell. If any of those cells gets higher than 3.6 or lower than 2.5, it shuts the system down. Okay? You'll hear another click as it turns it off. Okay? And
Wouldn't that be a bad click?
Well, yeah, you can't tell the good from. Well, it's actually a good click because something's not right,
Yeah.
and
Protects
it
itself.
protects the battery in particular. Because
Yeah.
if you overdrain the battery, it may not recover.
Yeah.
You won't be able to recharge it; it'll be dead. So you have to. One of the other things is the configuration. Okay. So what cells? The battery management system we have is capable of monitoring 48 cells, so we tell it which cells we have. And we've populated cells 1 through 24, and then because we have some damaged cells, like 31, 32 are dead, we skip up and...
Are we gonna replace those cells or?
Well, it's...
In the summer.
It's inside the... It's the input to the battery management system. So we'd have to send it for repair. So rather than do that, we're using some of the spare channels. So rather than using 1 through 34, we're using 1 through 24, and then 37 to 46. Okay, and this is how you would program all of that, because then you could take, if we wanted to change any settings, we change them here, and then we download it into the battery management system. Okay, so it's all configured, and we can look at some live data here. All right, so you guys just measured, right?
Yeah.
Pack voltage,
Same.
112.7. Okay, and you measured the cells. It was 3.3 something. And you can
Yes.
see all the cells are 3.3 something. Okay. Currently, we're drawing
2 amps.
around
About
2
2
amps. About 2 amps. And what does that tell? What does that say?
RPM.
Motor controller.
85
Okay, so
approximate.
that's saying the motor is running at 85 RPM right now.
Idling.
It's idling.
Idling.
And if you go up front, if you want to take a look, you can see the motor is spinning. All right. Now, if you gently press on the throttle, you'll see the RPM start to go up. You'll also see the voltage here drop.
Yeah.
All right, so go up to about 500. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now you can hear it. You see the voltage drop to 111, and
500.
the current is now like 18 amps.
Pulling
Yeah, it's pulling up
power
to 20,
out
yeah.
of the battery.
Right. Okay.
500.
All right. If you kept going, what do you think would happen?
It dies.
fluid.
It just dies.
Yeah.
It consumes all the.
Power.
Okay.
Damages for that.
All right, but what do we want to see happen now?
Spinning the wheels.
We want to spin the wheels, all right? Because we have a transmission in the truck, and
Is
we're
it?
currently in park,
Uh,
the wheels aren't going to spin yet, right? Okay, so
So you
you
would-
got to put the transmission into
To-
drive.
so the
You're going to have to
gotta
count
count.
it because the indicator doesn't work.
ah,
Old truck broken.
so
Park,
it goes.
neutral,
Oh,
I think one more drive, right?
reverse.
I think that's drive.
That's drive.
I think you're in drive.
So that
Okay, so now gently bring it up on the. Now, this is an automatic transmission, and normally a gasoline engine would be idling, right? It'd be idling at some, and
Yes.
that keeps the pressure built up, the hydraulic pressure in the transmission, which we're not doing right now. So
Yeah.
there's going to be a delay. So bring the RPMs up to like 5. Actually, bring it up to about 800.
800. Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna have to wait a little bit, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going. All right, there you go. All right. There's got pressure from before. All right, so now we're keep going. Sorry, you can go up to 1,000. All right, let's see. Try to hold it around 1,500, right? Right now, I believe the transmission's in second gear because it's stuck.
It shifted. It shifted.
It's automatic, no?
All right, you steady? All right, now listen, all right? Here we go. Hear it? So once the second it goes. That's essentially it. Now, if we go in reverse,
That's one more down.
no, it's two up. That's it. That should be reverse. All right. So the wheels were turning clockwise, right?
Yeah.
Go forward. All right. Give it a try. The front one's actually going forward, but go a little faster. I don't think it's switched.
Now transmission went from 4 wheels to 2 wheels only. I think. Did we hit?
No, it's. I don't think you're dead. Get the RPMs up to about 800. There it goes. Now it's going the other way. Keep going. A little faster there.
Maybe
Mark.
give it
I'll
a
get it right.
give it a momentum, Professor.
What's the RPM? Keep going. There it is.
Oh,
They don't all go at the same time. It takes some time. They should all be spinning in reverse now. Okay. Try the brakes. Okay.
wow, works perfect.
White ones are fine.
Is ABS?
I can't tell you how much grief we had getting this left front brake to work.
Wow.
It was. We probably spent weeks on it.
Professor, is the brakes ABS?
Electronically working, right? Electronic brakes, right? So if I
No. They're
Hydraulic.
They're original equipment. But without they're power brakes, but we don't have any power. So you have to really lean on them because the
Manual. Water pushes it, or liquid.
liquid hydraulic fluid. Yes, not water, but environmentally, water would be better. But it's brake fluid. Yeah. Okay. So, any questions?
Thank you so much for detailed presentation.
Okay.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
So next time, I think what we'll try to do is we'll look at charging. All right.
I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on